What's up, bitches? It's brunch time. We are back again for another episode of Dead Bitches Brunch. Thank you for everybody for tuning in tonight. My name is Lidsey B. With me is none other than the priestess Leah Pettibone herself. How's it going, girl?
I am awesome. How are you?
I am, I found my groove. I got my groove back here. We were funky for a few weeks. We had some family pass away, some tough times go on. So yeah, we took some breaks, people. It's okay to take time off for for yourselves and for your family.
Absolutely.
But we are back. We are back and we are better than ever. We are so excited to be back tonight to continue on our All Hail the King month of September.
Yes.
If you guys haven't seen that graphic just cracks me up.
It's so good.
You never know what you're going to get with Gravity Bleeds when you commission a piece. I'm like, just put us together, make us look like the Shining, sisters and stuff. And that's what came out of that. So
never expected that, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah, exactly. And then tonight, as always, we always encourage, hey, 7 p.m. is brunch time when you're dead. So, bitches and booze.
Yes.
It makes us seem more brilliant and like we know what we're doing on the show. So, it helps.
Right. For sure.
But we have a lot. Ooh, that's cool. We have a lot to unpack this episode. We are going to be continuing on with Stephen King month and a lot of good Stephen King content for this episode. We'll be talking about the Carrie Challenge as well. So more to come on that. A lot of exciting news with that. But tonight we have an amazing female creator on with us tonight. We have Cheyenne with us from Kids&Kreatures clothing company, an alternative clothing company making clothes for kids, adults, and pets. So she's going to kick it with us tonight. So everybody give a warm welcome to Cheyenne. Hey girl, hey.
Hi. You guys have the cutest little intro ever. I'm like, I feel famous.
Oh, thank you. It is all thanks to Gravity Bleeds. He makes us look spiffy here at the Dead Bitches Brunch, so we appreciate that guy.
No, he did a good job. No, but seriously, thank you guys so much for having me. I've never done anything like this, so it's exciting. It's new. It's different.
Oh no, we're super excited to have you on. When we came across you on Instagram, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect person and business that what we want to have on Dead Bitches Brunch, which is to promote female creators and business owners who are in the spooky industry like us, and just kind of give you guys a little bit of a boost and a platform here. Folks can find you, and I actually did a banner for this. Sorry, folks, we've had a little bit of a break here. I'm getting this. You can find her at kidsandcreatures.com. You can use promo code brunch to receive 10% off your entire order, and at Kids and Creatures on Instagram as well.
Yes, and I will add, I did create that promo code specifically for people that see this video. So it will be for your guys' viewers only, and it is going to be good through the end of the month. So it will not be expiring until October 1st. So they've got, I think, 2 weeks? 2 weeks to use it.
About 2 weeks on there.
Nice. Okay, BRB placing an order.
I know.
Thank you so much, though. That's awesome.
So when we had first reached out to you, Cheyenne, about being on Dead Bitches Brunch, you were actually in the process of moving or have just moved to be able to start and establish your business. Now the website is live. The doors are open for business, to say. So talk to us a little bit about what that journey has been for you.
Stressful. No, it's been really awesome. I first actually got the idea. I was at a festival with my husband. It was an all ages festival. It was actually at that prison that we were talking about a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So we were at a festival there. Like I said, it was an all ages event. And it was our first time being away from our kids overnight. So, you know, like that mom guilt kind of kicks in. There were probably hundreds of vendors there, and we went to every single one just looking for like a souvenir or a t-shirt or something to bring home to our kids just to say like, I thought of you. We could not find anything, literally not one thing. And like I said, to me, that was crazy because there was like 10-year-olds crowd surfing, and like some little 7-year-old got called up on stage. Like, it was so awesome. They're just there having the time of their life and can't even buy a dang t-shirt. So I said to my husband, I was like, someone needs to be out here slinging kid clothes. And he looked at me and just said, okay, do it. And it wasn't at all the reaction that I was expecting, but here we are. It's been a full year now, exactly 1 year, I think, this past weekend. So it's taken me a year to really get this thing together, but I did it. We're doing it. Ultimately, though, I do want it to be more than just exercises at a concert. What I'm really trying to accomplish is to just encourage people to be themselves, to be unique, to, you know, stop trying to seek the approval of other people, be different. Like, I don't know, I'm a weirdo, be a weirdo. So that's
no, I love it. I love it. We're here for all of it. And I'm actually going to share your website here so folks can see that. I have it queued up here. But I loved your whole messaging here of dare to be different, your mission statements and everything that you have on here. On top of everything is so cute. I love to be different is not phase. So super cute stuff on here.
Thank you.
I love it. And as I said, because I only have fur babies, so I'm definitely very happy that the fur babies were included with the human babies.
Yes. Well, and that's, I mean, part of me thinking, a large part of this too is like, as an alternative mom or like a spooky mom, it's very difficult to find kids like that or clothing like that for kids. And when you do find them, I just feel like they're always so expensive. Like I'm not gonna pay $30 for a shirt that my kid's gonna puke on and spill popsicle all over, you know what I mean? Or outgrow in a month. Like, it's just, and so for me, I was kind of solving a problem for myself that I knew would also be helping other parents similar to, you know, me. So that was a big part of it. But also, like, most of my friends, which I don't have very many, but the ones that I do, none of them have kids. They have pets. So I'm like, absolutely, your pet is your kid. That's your first kid, right? So can't leave those guys out.
No, I love it. And what also I thought was really cool. I'm sorry, folks. I've had the cocktails early here. So I'm considering is that all of your clothing is screen printed.
It is.
You do, and you do the screen printing yourself. Am I correct?
Yes, I do. That has been a challenge, but I'm doing it. I'm getting there. It's the reason I chose to do that though was again, going back to what I said earlier with like trying to keep the costs down. Outsourcing that stuff can get really pricey. So, you know, when you have that high production cost, you have to sell your items for more, you know, in order to be sustainable and to make a profit. So that was part of my plan to, you know, keep costs low for my consumers. So.
So I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
Do you do everything made to order, or do you usually like prepare quite a bit of stock before you put it up?
Right now, I am doing everything prepared to order. So there is about currently it's about a 1 week turnaround time. Since I am so new starting, I really just wanted to get a feel of like what are people going to buy before I start, you know, just preparing everything. And so now I'm a few weeks into it, and I am starting to see some patterns. And so hopefully within the next month I will accumulate a stockpile of like ready to go stuff, but at the moment every single item is being made to order. So
I feel you. Usually when I make something, I'll make it like, would I wear this? And then if I do, I'll make one in my size, post it. If somebody else wants it, great. Or, you know, something for my kids, and then go on from there.
Yep. And I mean, a lot of my stuff too, like something that I do is I order a bunch of white t-shirts and I'm dyeing them myself. So like all of the tie-dye stuff that you see, I mean, those are all coming out of the same stockpile of white shirts, you know?
Right.
So
Oh, okay. So you're tie-dyeing everything too? That's
yes,
amazing.
I literally do 100% of everything. I'm doing the designs, I'm doing all of it. So I'm trying.
I love it.
No, everything looks amazing. It looks super high quality. Now, did you come from a background of like having worked with screen printing before or worked with different textiles?
Not at all. I have always been crafty, I guess you could say. I was a Cricut mom for quite a while. For me, I think it sort of started with my Cricut and just playing around with that. I made tumblers and I was selling tumblers online for a while. I have always had this little like entrepreneur itch inside of me. I have sold things online in the past, and that like I always sort of found joy from that. I mentioned to you guys a little bit a while ago, though, I was working a corporate job where I was a store manager for a multi-million-dollar corporation. So I was really familiar with the retail side of things. But I was just more happy being my spooky, crafty self. I just figured like, why spend so much time and energy running somebody else's business when I could be following my dreams and running my own? So I took that little crafty part of me and that retail management part of me, and I put it all into this. So
I love it.
here we are.
Yeah, it's the journey. If you could go back to your younger self when this all started, you know, what's some advice that you would give yourself?
Stay weird. I started being, I guess, this way. I started with the all black and the dark eyeliner and stuff like that when I was in middle school. And then I feel like every high schooler goes through this weird phase of like they're trying to figure their life out kind of thing. I went through that phase. I think throughout like the first 2 or 3 years of high school, you know, I was wearing Hollister and like doing what everybody else was doing. And then towards the end of that, I was like, Cheyenne, what are you doing? Put on some freaking black. Like, this is not who you are. So now, and I mean, my whole life I've had people tell me, oh, you know, it's a phase, you'll grow out of it. It's not. Like, I just kept getting darker. And this is who I am. So it's
Sorry, Mom.
Yep. That's I think my mom has learned to love and accept it. My dad maybe not so much, my grandparents absolutely not, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, I can definitely relate on that, but kind of on an opposite spectrum. I grew up very, very conservative and, you know, everything was very modest and, you know, you didn't wear dark colors and stuff. And so then when I started to find my love of horror and all things spooky and all that, and just my clothing started just to now all become black. It just kind of naturally did it that like now if I go out and I clean out my closet, I'll like find a pink shirt or something. I'm like, I'm never gonna wear this again.
Right.
Yeah, literally. So like we said earlier, I just recently moved and we're still sort of in this like unpacking, putting stuff away kind of mode. And I was like organizing our closet the other day and I hung up all of mine and my husband's clothes, and literally his was like, I mean, he's not super colorful, but he had like, you could tell whose side was who because it went from like normal colors to like black, all black everything. So whatever, he picked me.
There you go. What would you say is a lesson that going independent and being your own boss that you've learned from this that you think is, you know, would it be important for other people want to know or to realize if they're wanting to branch out on their own?
I'm going to share a piece of advice that another entrepreneur that I actually really idolize and aspire to be gave me, and that was to like follow your gut instinct. Everybody and their dang mom will tell you not to do something. You just have to do what you feel is right. That's, I would say, even business aside, just overall life advice. So many people all the time tell me not to do things, and I do it. Like shave my head. when I was in high school, everyone was like, Cheyenne, don't shave your head. You have the prettiest hair ever. What are you thinking? I did it anyways. Best decision I ever made, ever. Do it. Shave your head. Do it. So that's my advice. Do what you want and not what other people want you to do.
Yeah. No, I love
I
it.
agree too. Even if you don't, if you're not happy with the end result and you learn the hard way, at least you learn for yourself versus someone telling you what to do.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm very much the kind of person of like, I get these ideas in my head and they don't go away until I execute them. So like the second my husband said that to me at that festival and he said, okay, do it, like something just sparked, and literally for a whole year, that's all I thought about night and day was starting this business. I guess I'm like that about everything, but that's just how I am. So it's, once I have an idea, if I mention it to someone, it's because I'm already excited about it, and if they tell me not to do it, I'm gonna do it anyways. That's why I'm talking about it. I'm excited. I'm doing it anyways.
So do you have plans of then maybe going to like horror cons in the future and do, little stand-up booths of your stuff? Or were you thinking probably just focusing on growing and building the online business?
Both. So like I said, for me, I feel like the idea started at a festival, and it started with a problem that I noticed at a festival. This idea was like, oh, I'm going to fix this problem. These kids don't have clothes here. I'm going to give them clothes here. So I would say that's my ultimate goal, is to be like a touring vendor with some of these festivals, especially like the bigger summertime, like, music festivals and things like that, where this sort of spooky niche sort of fits. But I absolutely want to do craft shows and anything that this will fit into, I want to do. So I don't plan on ever having a storefront, but that will essentially be my little traveling storefront, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, and when I'm not traveling, I'm online. So
there you go.
Perfect.
What's something that you feel that helps get you motivated when you're not feeling like being productive, or when you see the orders stacking up and it's a Saturday night? It's like, what gives you that drive to like, okay, let's kick it into gear?
So I'm weird. Firstly, music, but I'm weird in the sense of I like to watch interviews. And it's sometimes they're entrepreneurs, sometimes they're just like, different bands and things like that. Something about watching those guys just like go for it and accomplish it and do it, that sort of, I would say that probably motivates me the most. So yes, I do listen to music, especially when I'm stressed out. Something about like a Harry Potter soundtrack just calms me right down. So I drink a cup of coffee, I turn on some Harry Potter, or I just listen to like interviews of, other entrepreneurs or musicians or what have you.
Yeah. No, I love it. We've got a few more viewers on right now, so I'm going to pop this up again. You can find Cheyenne's work at kidsandcreatures.com, at Kids&Kreatures on Instagram, and you can use the promo code BRUNCH for 10% off your entire order until the end of the month. So definitely check it out, folks, especially while that promo code is going on as well. So we talked about this a little bit the other day when we were doing a kind of our pre-interview call. So we know the answer to this, but it was just the best part. What is it that gave you your introduction to horror and all things spooky, and kind of gave you the love of this vibe and this lifestyle?
My Mima. And she absolutely will not agree with that answer, because I think out of everybody I know, she's the biggest like, why do you want to be that way? Why do you want to look that way? Why do you want every day to be Halloween? Like, she's probably on my back the most about it, but I'm like, I'm this way because of you. Hello. But both of my grandparents are like Halloween fanatics. They start decorating in August. It's up until Christmas. They, build their own haunted houses. They do like this humongous annual Halloween party. I mean, I've seen like hundreds and hundreds of people that we didn't even know. We were like, who are these people? But it's they just do a good job at it. So that's where I get it from, whether she likes it or not. You made me this way, Grandma.
She created a monster.
She did.
In the best way.
Yeah, but no, I grew up, just to give you an idea of like, so we had a lot of grandkids growing up. I think in total now there are 16 of us, not including now us grandkids have kids. So, not it just goes on. But I mean, like a lot of like kids when they're playing outside, they'll play like, I don't know, different yard games like freeze tag or Red Rover. We used to play Jeepers Creepers where like one of us would stand and pretend to be Jeepers Creepers, and we would sing the the little Jeepers Creepers song, and then whenever the song was over, then that person was it, and he would try to like get and kill the other people. So, and I mean, we were probably like 7 years old playing this game, and then our whenever the next round of kids came in, like there was, I don't know, we had like older girls and then a couple younger boys. They were playing it too. We've just always played Jeepers Creepers. That was our game of choice as a kid. So
I wouldn't have had the guts to play that as a kid. I was spooked out when we played what we called Ghosts in the Graveyard. Like I almost peed myself when we would play that. Oh, I loved when we were talking in our pre-interview as well. You're mentioning that your grandfather, like, he redoes the maze that you guys walk through in his woods every year. Like, just seeing the picture of this old man, like, making these plans and like putting up these walls for this haunted.
Yes, and I will say too, just to paint a picture, my grandpa, and he'll probably take this as a compliment if he ever sees this. Maybe he won't. He looks like a serial killer. Imagine maybe a little bit of like a shorter Michael Myers. He's missing like half of his thumb. He does not smile, and when he does, it's scary. Like he's just a scary looking guy in general. But yes, he builds this big, so every Halloween, like when they do their little party, my grandma turns her actual house into like a more kid friendly version. And when I say kid friendly, it's still horrifying. Like she had the exorcist on the bed one year, and like it's not a kiddie haunted house by any means, but like that's the one that the kids go into. And then my grandpa builds this big one like out back in their woods back behind their house, and he does make it a maze, so it's not easy to get through. It's pitch black, but I mean they put so much time and energy and effort into this thing every single year, but he knows that us kids, we remember how to get through it, and he likes to keep it difficult. So every year he tears down the inside and rebuilds it so that the next year we don't know how to get out. We cannot escape the guy with the chainsaw chasing us through there. So it's great.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Your grandparents are like grandparents' goals for like everybody.
And if I remember correctly, the love that you have for Stephen King comes from your grandparents' influence also.
Yes, I think my grandma is the biggest Stephen King fan I've ever met in my life. She's gone to his house. She's got this giant movie collection. She has every Stephen King movie, everything. And of course, growing up at her house, I was a scaredy cat as a kid, and I was always terrified to go to my Mima's house because she had scary crap. Like she had, even when it wasn't Halloween, she had like the Headless Horseman stored underneath the stairs, like going into the basement. I was terrified, absolutely terrified. But this huge movie collection, and one older cousin or something always wanted to turn on a scary movie, and it was always something Stephen King. So me being my little scaredy cat self didn't come around to it until like maybe middle school when I started getting weird, but it's fine.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. And this is why a big part we wanted to do All Hail the King month for Dead Betches Brunch is because everybody, if you were into horror, you kind of have your Stephen King story, like the Stephen King movie that brought you into it. Like The Shining was the first horror movie that I had ever seen and stuff. And so I love how everyone has these stories. So we're going to go into transition folks into the second half of our show. All Hail the King. I just laugh at that graphic all the time.
So good.
So, Cheyenne, we had asked you to talk about some of your top King movies, and so not in any particular order, but we'll start with one we were talking about quite a bit the other night, and that was The Shawshank Redemption. And I love that we're going with a non-horror Stephen King, because I think a lot of people forget that that's a Stephen King film.
Yeah.
So
I
tell us
literally had
about-
to Google it. I'm like, is this right? Am I right? Am I making up stuff?
So I understand when you're talking to us, you were telling us a little bit that your grandmother made you watch that, and then later on, you actually went to that actual prison, right?
Yeah, I have spent a lot of hours in that prison. Not too many, but I've been there on numerous occasions now. I actually got tattooed there twice, which was really exciting. That festival that I had mentioned going to earlier, that is an annual festival that is held on those prison grounds every single year. My husband and I have sort of made it like, an annual thing to go to. They do a big music venue outside. There's like tons and tons of bands that play. They have 3 different stages, but then inside of the prison, they have this area where they invite a bunch of tattoo artists, and essentially it's a big tattoo convention inside of there. So every year, my husband and I, we go there, we get tattooed. That it's the only time that we really get to catch up with our artist, because he tattoos out of Massachusetts. That's a little bit of a drive from where we are. So we get to go there, hang out with him for the day. And that's that. I also, though, got to do a ghost hunt. There they actually allow it's like from 6 p.m. to 3 a.m. so not quite overnight. But you get the whole prison to yourself, just like your group that you invite. And we literally had like the run of all of it, and that was really, really awesome to be able to do that without having a million other people there trying to take pictures and stuff like that. So that was a really cool experience. If anyone ever has time to do it, I do recommend it.
What state is that, and what time of year do they do the festival?
The festival, it's in Mansfield, Ohio.
Okay.
So not too far from either of us. They do it between the months of July and September. I think the first year we went, maybe it was in September. This past year it was in July, and then I think next year it's going to be towards the end of July as well, if I remember correctly. So I think this is going to be their 5th annual one that they're doing. Don't quote me on that. Mm-hmm. But that's about when they do it. The tours, though, and like the ghost hunts and stuff like that, those go all year round. So
nice.
Oh, cool.
So do they provide you your own ghost hunting equipment, or do you bring your own?
Both. So you can there's like different packages that you can select or whatever. They do give you some ghost hunting equipment if you opt for that package. They provide like food and drinks and all that fun stuff. You can pick the option of like having a tour guide or like just going by yourself, which was nice. I personally like a tour guide for like the first part of it, because you kind of get to hear like the spooky stories and the spooky stuff that's happened, or just like the history of it. They have throughout the building, they have everything marked of like where certain parts of Shawshank was filmed. So that's cool to just get to kind of be there knowing like, oh, this is where they shot so and so, so that's right. It's a really cool overall experience. So
no, that is, I think, is like now automatically on everybody's bucket list now.
Do it.
When you did the ghost tour, did you guys have any like experience anything during your tour?
See, I am a huge like paranormal fanatic. So me, yes, absolutely. The group that we went with, I think we went with 21 people maybe were in our group, and we had like half of the group was like really serious about it, and that was me. I went with the serious group, and then the other half was like being goofy and annoying, so they went to like the stupid people group. I can't speak for them, but the serious group that we were in, we had a great time. And I'm very thankful. One of my cousins actually came with us, and she does that professionally. She does like ghost hunting and stuff professionally. So she had all kinds of cool equipment and stuff that we got to use. I think the scariest part out of all of it, if you look it up online, a lot of things say like solitary confinement. That's not true. At least for me, it wasn't. They have like, I think 3 or 4 attics. Some don't quote me. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I believe in the West Wing, there's an attic, and it looks like a big boiler room. That by far was like the most terrifying room I think I've ever been in. And our tour guide told us there's like this challenge that he challenges people to do of like go in there and sit in there with the lights off. I literally could not do it. I tried, even with the group that I was with. It was so terrifying in the dark, and we could like see this green thing moving literally with our eyes, and I got it on camera. It was the scariest thing ever, but it was cool. I would do it again.
Send us that later.
Deal.
So, continuing on the list of some of your top Stephen King movies, thanks to Grandma. Thanks to Grandma's collection here.
Shout out to Grandma.
Yeah, shout out to the grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Is The Mist. That was another one on your list. So tell us how you came across this amazing film.
So that film, the reason I put that on my list is because I think out of all of the Stephen King movies that I've watched in my lifetime, that one made the biggest impact on me. Mm-hmm. Again, we were at Mima's house, and it was actually for Christmas. We turned that movie on Christmas Eve. I was still younger. I don't know. I was kid-ish. I don't know, young teenager, something like that. And that ending, man, I swear it ruined my entire Christmas. Mm-hmm. I could not stop thinking about it. I was like, why did I watch this? Literally my whole Christmas, I was like, what? Yeah. It was not, but it made an impact because still to this day, I think about it and talk about it. So
yeah. Worst movie ever to watch on Christmas Eve, but it's a wonderful movie.
Yeah, I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, no, I gotta agree with you with that ending. Even though you know it's coming and you're watching The Mist again, you still, I think, at least for me, I'll find myself being like, maybe this time it's gonna end differently. Yeah. Just because it's so brutal, and the fact that it just went there. The way it did and stuff.
And then that was it. It was like this horrible thing happened, and then that was it. There was nothing else after that. Yeah. I'm like, that's it? Like, what?
Right. Yeah. And you know what? That's another movie too. When I was thinking about this before we got on here, I was thinking that was another movie that, had displayed religious abuse in a way. As far as, everyone gathering in the supermarket when all this stuff is going down. And then there's the one lady that's like sacrificing people, and it's just like it goes against everything that everyone else believes. And so, yeah, I thought that kind of tied in a little bit with, the religious abuse and the everything else we've been talking about.
Yeah, with the Carrie challenge. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that too as well and stuff. And also just kind of showing how when people are kind of locked down in a situation and you're put in that pressure, so the uglier side of humanity that comes out in people. And then also that desperation to just, like you'll believe anything. It's like, sure, I'll go with what this crazy lady is saying because this sounds more sane than like the insanity that's going on around me and stuff. So yeah, definitely a good one. Yeah, it's up there. It's one we definitely watch every year, but
not on Christmas.
Not on Christmas. Not on Christmas, guys. Now, winding up on your other one in your top 3, and this is the one that I've actually seen the most recently out of the 3 that we're talking about tonight, and that is Desperation. So, what is about Desperation that kind of stood out to you?
I think to me the actor, I think Ron Perlman, is that who played the main character?
Perlman.
Yep. Thank you. He did such a good job at like portraying the character that was in the book, which I will say I don't read very often. I don't know, books I typically can't get into unless it's Harry Potter. I'm a humongous Harry Potter fan, but the only book that I've ever read that was not Harry Potter was that book. And I remember reading the book and just thinking like, is this real? Like this is twisted. This is crazy. And so, I mean, a lot of times whenever you read a book and then you watch the movie, so many times it's like, oh, the movie left this out, or, you know, the movie wasn't as good. I feel like they hit the nail pretty much right on the head. And like I said, the actor that played that main character, he was scary to watch. Like I knew what was going to happen in the movie because I had already read the book, but I was still like, oh, that guy's scary, you know, watching it. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought they did a really good job with the making of that movie.
Yeah. I haven't read the book. I just recently saw the movie, and it's a journey. It's a long one because I think it was a movie. It wasn't a miniseries originally. But yeah, no, it was a journey to go through it. And at first I was like, I don't know if I really like this or not. And then afterwards, though, you know, as it progressed, and then, you know, towards the end there, then it got me, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because watching the movie, it's like trying to get past the certain things, like, because we talk about that movie all the time, and I don't even know why. It just comes up like randomly in our house, and I'll just be like, tack.
Yeah, and I will say, I know you guys too had mentioned The Shining. I think that's a movie that everybody is a fan of, which is great. And I actually was like rewatching parts of it again earlier. I'm like, oh yeah, I do remember this. I feel like that's everybody's favorite. So
yeah, I feel like The Shining and Pet Sematary are in a lot of people's tops for Stephen King. But I love that we're talking about different ones on here, because me and Leah would just talk for hours about The Shining and Pet Sematary.
I was actually like refreshed that you named 3 different movies, and I was like, okay, like she's getting us out of our comfort zone of our movies that we're like absolutely obsessed with. So
yeah,
I try.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to ask, like, if you had to pick one of those 3 movies, what would be your favorite?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Shawshank Redemption, just because having been there and having like seen it's just having spent so much time in that building, I feel like I can relate more with the characters of like, this is where they were, this you know, and obviously that prison is not real life. It was a movie, but it still kind of like puts you in their shoes a little bit. So I think I have a little bit of a greater respect for that. And it really is such a great storyline, and it's one that doesn't have me losing sleep over it on Christmas. So
right. So it's not a nightmare and you're emotionally connected. I totally understand.
Yeah. We have a viewer, the Cotton Candy Queen, wrote in the comments. She said, new Christmas tradition, watching The Mist. So
do it if you want, but I didn't tell you to do that.
No, I love it. And all right, folks, that is our second segment of All Hail the King. If you guys are just hopping on, we are talking with Cheyenne from Kids and Creatures. You can check her out at kidsandcreatures.com and Kids and Creatures on Instagram. And through the end of this month, you can use the promo code BRUNCH for 10% off your entire order. So make sure you guys go check her out, give her page some follows, share that stuff on there. So one thing that we talked about at the beginning of the show that we said we're going to be talking about some more a little bit later on, and that is our carry challenge that we are running. And we do have some exciting news that the carry challenge is going to be extended. So you have until October 30th is when we are going to go live on Dead Bitches Brunch and announce our winners. So shoot your video, post it to your page, tag Dead Bitches Brunch, and include the hashtag Carry Challenge. I also want to add on here, me and Leah just found out for some reason when the Carry Challenge is posted as a reel, we're not getting notified of it. So if you've done the challenge and we haven't responded to you, please send us a message. So when you do the challenge, also tag hashtag Carry Challenge, but send us a message too as well on Dead Bitches Brunch so that we can make sure that we highlight everybody's entries on here. And there's going to be some amazing prizes that you guys can win from this challenge. There is an exclusive unreleased Dead Bitch mask, a Stephen King illustration print from Gravity Bleeds. The mask is also from Gravity Bleeds as well. Carry Challenge t-shirts, koozies, pins, and stickers from Haunted Housewives Creations. So we have a lot of cool stuff that you guys can win. But also the Carry Challenge is for a really good cause, and that is to support victims of religious abuse. And yeah, so you guys participate, come join in on the fun, have a chance to win in some awesome prizes. I'm going to share our Instagram page here next because we have had one official entry. So right now she is the queen. She is taking
1, 2, and 3 prizes home.
He's
Rude.
taking all 3 prizes home, you know. So I think our viewers can step up to the plate here and give some competition here. We'll go with this first reel we'll pull up, and this is from Rue. And then we also have our very own Priestess Pettibone here joined in on the challenge.
Hey, all you dead bitches and dudes. I'm Leah Pettibone from Dead Bitches Brunch, and we are out here not only celebrating the birthday month of the King of Horror, but also raising awareness for victims of religious abuse, just like Carrie White. So get your buckets, get bloody with us, and tag Dead Bitches Brunch with the hashtag Carrie Challenge with your entry video on Instagram for a chance to win some killer prizes.
I love it.
Was that cold? That looks cold.
Actually, I mix it with warm water to, you know, help myself out a little bit. So, but yes, we also do have on our Instagram, we have a recipe for blood. So, you know, you don't have to spend $20 on stage blood. There's, I think I paid like $4 altogether for the mixture that, to make the blood.
Yeah. So this is our blood recipe. This is what I used as well. 3 packets of sugar-free cherry jello, or you could get like I guess like 2 packets of the family size if you wanted. About 6 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of food coloring, and about a half a tablespoon of green food coloring, and a gallon of water. Of course, you can kind of, you know, add in some more red or green as needed on there, but really inexpensive, easy recipe to use when you're wanting to make a big batch for something like this, or if you were doing something that you want to have to one Halloween ages ago, Brandon did a Halloween party where they had balloons filled with blood and they wanted to like scare everybody at a point on the party and pop these balloons and have the blood go everywhere. It didn't go well. So this is perfect blood for that type of thing. Or if you're wanting to put it like in the fake syringes and you need it to move through things really easily, but still have that thick, looks like thick, and it's not see-through on there. And I also want to say too, the Carry Challenge isn't just for bitches. Guys are doing it as well, as you'll see. The killer cat.
Gravity bleeds.
Sorry. And then I'll throw mine up here again for you guys.
I'm Lindsay B, and this is the Carry Challenge.
So yeah, folks, get your buckets of blood. Get in the spooky season. You guys have until October 29th to get your entries in. We will be putting everybody's name in a generator, and then the 3 winners will be picked from there. A lot of amazing prizes, a very awesome cause to be raising awareness for, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I was skeptical at first when Brandon came up with the idea of the carry challenge. I'm like, you want us to do what? Like make buckets of blood and do what? And yeah, no, it's just been a lot of fun, and we love to see everybody that's been participating so far, and we're looking forward to seeing all of you guys participate too. So yeah, check it out.
Absolutely.
And then I did have, sorry girls, well, I'll go get back on track here. Next week on Thursday, you might be able to see a preview of the mask already. And that will be on the Super Fandom Fake Time Friends show on YouTube. That's Thursday the 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern. So Gravity Bleeds will be on there, and then I might be hopping on as well to show you guys a sneak peek of the mask that you guys could win. So
Can't wait.
some killer shit out there. So yeah, folks, lots of fun things to look forward to for the Carry Challenge as well. Cheyenne, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us today. You've been so awesome.
Thank you guys for having me. Like I said, this has been overall a super cool experience, and it's really awesome to get to connect with other spooky women in the world, because I feel like there's not too many of us. So
yeah, no, definitely. We're out there, and this is what Dead Bitches Brunch is about, is finding us our other spooky girlfriends out there and ghoul friends, and bringing them on here and giving your guys' brands and platforms a little bit more of a showcase and stuff, because we're all about Halloween every day of the year. So
Every day, baby.
Anybody else that is helping us further the cause, we're here for that.
No, literally, whenever you guys messaged me, I was like, what? You want me? What? So, thank you.
No, thank you for being on. And whoops, a wrong screen here. I'm going to go to your website one more time here so folks can see that. And you can find this at kidsandcreatures.com. Definitely check it out. You can click on shop all. This is going to take us to all. See, and you're doing the tie-dyeing yourself, screen printing of everything on here. I love it, from the onesies to the adult shirts.
And I do actually, I'm planning to do, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna start doing more like mommy and me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I have a really cute, it's like a neon yellow tie-dye, like matching mommy and me design that's gonna be coming out, like I said, probably by October 1st. I would say that should be up. I feel like spooky, like you always see like the perfect picture, like Instagram moms, and they have matching clothes with their kids, and like spooky people, we can't find that stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, I love it that you just saw, you're like, hey, this isn't out there, and your husband says for you to go do it, and you were like, sure, okay, I'm gonna make this happen, and you're also making it happen in a very high quality way as well. So just remember, folks, if you do, everything is made to order right now. It's screen printed, so it's about a week's time's turnaround on everything. But everything is beautiful, and you can also use that promo code brunch to receive 10% off your entire order until the end of this month. But I'm so glad to have you on, Cheyenne. Thank you for coming to spend some brunch time with the Dead Bitches.
No, thank you guys so much for having me. Seriously.
we love your brand and all that it's about and stuff, and we love that you are a female entrepreneur, just kind of taking the bull by the horns and going after it and not letting anything stand in your way. So
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
well, that is it for me. Leah, do you have anything else before we wrap this up?
No, I am good. Besides, get your buckets, get your blood, and put your entries out there for the carry challenge. Please, you will not be sorry.
Yeah, you guys won't be sorry. The calorie challenge is epic here, and you'll have a good time doing it, folks. So until next time, stay dead, bitches.
Thank you